Hello there, welcome. We're still talking about the question of transformation of health and how we as practitioners can be of assistance to that. The question really for us and for you is that do you want to be engaged on that level with your clients? Are you offering a service that where you simply conduct the treatment and let that be, and then you see what results happen, and that you're no longer interested in engaging with your clients and those you're trying to help on any other level? I think that's absolutely fine, and certainly applied biomagnetic therapy, the foundation operates exactly on that level. But I suppose in these talks, I'm thinking of practitioners who want to help others beyond the basic modality that they use. And that's why, I'm recommending that you add applied biomagnetic therapy to your practice, because it does give a dimension, microbes, to your treatments. But when you do that, it does involve you on a deeper level with your clients. And I suppose at the end of the day, there are many of us, it's not for everybody, but there are many of us who enjoy, who get pleasure from seeing a client, a person recover their health and move into a level of functioning that they've always dreamed of. Isn't that such a pleasure? And I find that very attractive, to be able to engage with people on that level is wonderful. Not only because the joy of seeing the results, but also because it gives a meaning to my own life, which I find very beneficial. So back to the question, what about transformation? And today I'm talking about the question of when we feel stuck in life, when there's a feeling of I can't get out of this. I want to make a change. I want to leave this situation. I want to try and help my family. I want to, help my relatives, my relations, my children, my beloved people in my life. I want to do something for them, or I want to change my life, and yet I feel somehow very blocked. So I'm talking about this phenomena of feeling stuck, blocked, perhaps a bit dead, frustrated, a sense maybe that things have fallen apart and we can't get out of it. This is the situation that I give the name to, called impasse. I call it an impasse, the impasse in life, where the forces for change and the forces against change have become equalized. And every step we try to take forward, something pushes us back. And we keep doing that, and we can find that frustrating. So what about this type of situation? Well, I've been interested in this, for many years, and I know that family therapy and psychotherapy and many other modalities like that also take a great interest in this phenomenon. But what have I found? Well, over the years, and I've been on this road over 35 years now, I found a few guidelines that are useful for situations where we're blocked. Yeah? And the first guideline, if I can share it with you, is that when you feel a sense of stuckness or a blocked path, one of the first things to do is to recognize that that is your situation. It's like when we keep trying to push against the feeling of impossibility, the feeling of blockedness, it seems to get stronger. So the first guideline is admit to yourself that you're stuck, admit to yourself that you feel powerless, admit to yourself that you don't know what to do. And if we're working with clients, this is a very important step on the road to recovery. I always go back to Alcoholics Anonymous, who I think are absolutely wonderful and do great work. And you should, if you haven't read the book on alcoholism by that organization, you should get it and read it. It's perfect for learning how to go through change processes. So that's the guideline. It's a kind of surrender, isn't it? It's a kind of saying, I recognize that my mind and my intelligence is not capable of handling this. And usually that's because it's a very complex situation. In a situation like that, your ancestors are involved, your family members, your culture, all your hidden and unconscious beliefs are involved in this. So it is bigger than you. And I love in Alcoholics Anonymous when they say you have to hand over and surrender to that this is bigger than you, and that there is a force in the universe that is bigger than you. Okay, so that's the first guideline. Admit, I can't do this. Now, that's against a lot of advice that's given by the personal development movement, which basically says, you can achieve anything you decide to do yourself. All you have to do is go for it. And I find this a bit facile, frankly, okay? This is the way that I've found that works for myself and for other people too. So that's the first guideline. The second guideline is to admit that you cannot do it yourself, that you need the support of others, that if you're stuck in quicksand-like situation, and the more you struggle in quicksand, the quicker you sink. So hold hands with a number of other people. Find people in your life, whether it's one or two people, that can actually hold hands with you, and that you recognize that you cannot do this without holding hands with one or two other people. And this is where the practitioner comes in, because the practitioner can be somebody you hold hands with. You can be a practitioner that your clients can hold. You can hold their hand while they go through this. Now that may not attract everybody, but it's a wonderful practice. And then the third guideline is accept that this situation requires fundamental change. It's that we cannot proceed with the same structure in our lives that has brought us here. As Einstein said, you cannot solve a problem with the same consciousness that created it. And so, once we say, I do accept that something fundamental has to change about the structure of my life, something fundamental about my beliefs, especially one or two crucial beliefs I might have, once that can land with us, now we have fulfilled the three conditions whereby we can step into a new consciousness, a new structure in our lives, where expansion, where health can come in, where joy can live and exist within us. Now I'm not trying to say that it's easy. It's not easy. But nevertheless, it's easier than staying in the stuck situation. And just to say that in any transformation, as soon as you begin to start, so for the best example I can think of is giving up smoking, for example. If you stop smoking or stop doing anything that's not healthy for you, you're going to feel bad. The symptoms, for example, that cigarette smoking creates in us come up with a vengeance when we stop. We forget to remember that those symptoms are not because we gave up cigarettes, they're because we have been smoking for years. And the same with any other behavior that has been dysfunctional in our lives. Once we stop it, we're going to feel bad for a while. And we have to understand or reframe it so that those feelings that we get initially are not because we've made the change, but they're because we were in a situation that was not fruitful for us. And as that situation is releasing, we're going to feel those type of experiences that we don't like, okay? So we just have to go through it. Okay, well, I hope these ideas are stimulating, at least they are to me, and I hope they are to you. And let me continue this little series over the next few weeks on this whole question of transformation, of making fundamental changes in our lives, on resolving the impasse, the stuckness, the blocked path. Okay, God bless now. Talk soon again.